trip on this. Look what I found here. I found this bike over here. It's the same brand as this and everything too. Same thing. And I could see why they threw it away too. Because the chain is all broken and stuff. Well, I'm gonna come back for this bike. Here, seems like this bike is having problems. The carburetor is having problems. But it still works, so I'm still able to get home and everything. But right now I'm gonna go retrieve this bike. I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna take it with me since it has a bunch of good parts on it. I'm gonna take it right now. So right now I'm going home. I went to the mall, had a meal there, that was fun. Now, then I had to drive over to where I found the bike so I could get it, because I cannot take the bike home using my own bike. It would have been too much labor for me to bring it home. It would have been time consuming to do that. I rode the electric bike I rode the motorized bike for 40 miles. And I had carburetor problems. But I was still able to get home. But it needs to be worked on though. Well, anyways. So, that's what I'm doing. There's the water heater at my mom's house. It's leaking from there. Shit. And then, and then I tried to tighten this and it broke. So I have to get a new one, a new part. Shit. And then, I'm gonna have a challenge trying to get that one off. I have to use a drill or something. So this is my mom's mobile home, which used to be mine. I used to live here. And then I sold this house to my mom back in the day. So this is my mom's place. And I just finished fixing the water heater. It's like the leak. So I replaced this part. Because it was a plastic piece. There was a plastic that was covering, and now it's a little damaged down here because of the water. So I have to check on that in the next day, probably tomorrow. I'll check on it. So this is my mom's place, where I used to live before. I really like the mobile home living. It's nice. Mobile home living is nice. I could tell you. I mean, it's peaceful. And it's inexpensive. And it's kind of fun. It's fun. It's different than a house. It's fun. Well, I lived here for 8 years back in the day. So, right now, so I'm going to go ahead and start getting wrapped up. Then I have to check on that tomorrow. But, that wood got damaged there. Got a little damage. My dad replaced this water heater back in 2002. He did it for me back in the day. So this water heater is 15 years old. So, I'm going to see how it is tomorrow. But it makes me happy to be able to do this for my mom because someone would charge a bundle. And that's some of the things that'll help me with anxiety. So today I decided to go on an endurance bike ride. So this is me. We gotta exercise, you know. It's one thing we need to do. This is working really good for me. Fifth grade. Your mom wants to get picked up.
But after. Because
Yeah.
I want to find more like the wreath thingies.
I see your tail. Oh, Baba. Babies. How much was that? Baba. How much was that? How much was your tail?
$8.
Babies.
Like $10.
Huh? Oh, Baba. You gotta get here, Mom. Buy those two, the glasses.
Yeah.
How much?
$10.
What?
$10.
Oh, Baba. Oh. Oh, Baba, you're funny. You.
Come on. Bro, you're gonna fall down.
Wow. Okay, so I have an appointment next week on the 24th to see my primary doctor, and then the 25th to see my psychiatrist, or is it a psychologist? One of those two. Well, anyway, so last week when I got my blood test done, I was like, they found a couple things wrong with my blood. I guess like glucose. It's saying that I'm pre-diabetic, but you know I'm a little lower on the glucose. And then it was something else. I don't know what else. I think cholesterol level, or well, it was maybe cholesterol is a little bit high. I'm not sure. Hemoglobin, yeah, right here. It was like that. So so from what I saw there, that I guess can explain why I was feeling that too. Because I know like we get the tiredness feeling and stuff with diabetes, but they say that I'm pre-diabetic. But right now there's nothing wrong with me. I was able to ride the bike 30 miles as you saw it on the video. I rode 30 miles with no problem. No problem. Yesterday, in fact, I was actually even more energetic that day than I was on the first day that I was talking about when I felt dehydrated, you know. But I used this bike right here to go the 30 miles, but I didn't use a motor assist. I paddled. I just did pedaling. And this bike is running well right now. And I was thinking about buying a couple of beach cruisers at Walmart or something, and buying a couple of those kits, installing them, and then selling them for like at least a $50 profit. You know, like, so it's like I would be it's like I would be charging $50 to install a motor. I was thinking about doing that, but I'll see. But I probably might build another one just for fun. A beach cruiser. I want a beach cruiser because those are more comfortable to ride, and it'll be more simpler as well because it's fewer parts, I guess. So I went to my kids' little award assembly. My kid got the principal award, which is like the best of all awards. So this is the bike that I found that day. And I found out that it was actually a working bike. It actually works. So like the chain was actually okay. I just put it all together, tuned it up, and everything's actually all good on this bike. I mean, the only thing that's missing is just the shifter here. That's the only thing that's missing for this bike to be complete. But other than that, it's right. So it seems to me that how to call it. Well, it seems like I haven't had much anxiety lately or depression. I haven't had much depression lately. Not in the last week. It's been good. I've been under control on that now, which is nice. And I could probably honestly say that these hobbies is what's killing it. It's what's killing the anxiety and the depression. So, going in the house. So, and then cleaning up in here too a little bit as well. Right now I'm about to upload this video right here. Well, the one that you see right now. So, as you see, like when I rode the bike, well, when I rode the motorized bike, I rode 40 miles that day, but they had a problem as I showed on the video, or as I said on the video earlier. But anyway, my doc tells me that my heart is all good. Everything's all good. But it was just that morning that I felt pounding on my heart again. But I mean, I think it was just anxiety, but it's just minimal. But they say that my heart is good. I mean, so that's not the problem on my part. And then, but now the blood test came back sort of abnormal, but it's not a bad thing. But I'm pre-diabetic, and that probably explains why I was feeling the tiredness and the weakness or whatever. Well, the medicine might be doing that. I'm still on the medicine. I'm only taking a half a dose though. Seems like it's working right now. But you know what I think is really doing it is just doing all the hobbies. The hobbies and thinking positive, and especially staying away from negative atmosphere, and that includes people that are bad. I mean, got to keep my distance from negative people or people who intend to harm me, and that includes some YouTube members as well. Well, certain ones that try to post offensive comments, but not on any of these videos though. It's just certain, particularly car videos. When I'm working on the car, I mean, people will put negative comments. But anyway, well, I don't really let it bother me right now. But I mean, well, anyway, so that's it. I guess my blood tested kind of like abnormal, but it's not big or that I know of. And I decided that when that motivated me to want to go ahead and ride this bike 30 miles the next day. And I feel that after having done that, I felt so much better. I felt so much better. I mean, like, health-wise, like, I felt like right now I actually feel better from it last night or yesterday. I feel like I have more energy. I mean, it does seem like, exercise is probably one of the number one killers of anxiety and depression. I mean, and then hobbies and exercise. but not just exercise. Just I mean, when I say exercise, it doesn't mean to go out to the gym and get a membership. You don't need to do that. You just like do anything physical, any physical activity that you like to do. For my case, I love to ride bikes around, or sometimes I like to walk around. Do any physical activity that you like to do. You don't need to go to any gym to to lose weight or anything. Just find something that you like to do. Some physical activity that you like to do. Maybe it's a swim, maybe go to the beach, walk around, or ride bikes, or anything, anything. I mean, when people say exercise, it doesn't mean to go to the gym doing things that you don't like to do. I mean, exercise doesn't have to be something that you don't like to do. It just means doing physical things, doing any physical activity that you like to do. And that's like riding bikes or anything like it, walk around, things like that. And that's what I'm doing. And that's a killer of anxiety and depression. That works for me, really works for me. Other things that work for me as well is laughing, find something that's funny. Like videos, funny videos, like the home movies, like those America's Funniest Videos. Those, I mean, they could be really hilarious. Or even think about a old memory that you have that you laughed at. Just anything that's funny. I mean, that laughter is another thing that kills anxiety too. I mean, that'll work for me. It works for me every time. Laughter and so it's those three things: exercise, doing things that you like to do, and staying positive. Well, keep away from negative people. You gotta stay clear of them. Stay clear of negative people or negative atmosphere. Stay clear of that. That's one thing too. The other thing too is laugh. Laugh. Just laugh. Like laugh at the cat or something. Laugh at the funny thing that the cat did or just do something funny with the cat. Laugh. I mean, that's a killer of anxiety right there, too. And depression. And then just go into the hobbies. Look for any hobby. Besides, like if you could like to ride the bike as a hobby, great. That's exercise and a hobby. Hobby is another thing. Like whether it's exercise or not, if it's any hobby you like, just occupy your mind with any hobby. And that way your mind will get exercise. That way your mind is not going to be all in one place, well, on the negative part. That way, because it's going to be stale, I would call it. I would like to say it, explain it that way. It's like a car, like when a car is not getting exercise, it's gonna be hard to start it, and like after a long period of time of sitting. Same thing with us. Same thing with our brains. We gotta exercise our mind as well as our bodies. Our minds need to exercise too. Yeah. Well, anyway, I guess I'm gonna get going now on my latest updates. So my health is okay, but I think I have to exercise. I have to lose a little more weight well, just exercise. I have to keep exercising to keep myself healthy. Like to lower my blood sugar. I could say, I guess. Well, anyway, well, I guess this is gonna be it. All right. Okay.